Hello again, and welcome back to part 2 for chapter 5. So this, I'm not so much going over what's in the book. I'm actually just going to show you real briefly some slides that I've actually put in here. You'll notice it says hidden, FYI. That's because, I'm recording this before you even get to this yet, so there's some things up in here that aren't up in here yet. Anyway, you'll roll down here and you'll notice I have tissue slides and integumentary system slides. So these two sets of slides, like I said, are to kind of simulate what you'd see if you were in lab with me, and I'd be handing you these slides and you'd be drawing pictures of them and trying to find, the different types, like the simple squamous, or the stratified squamous, or the cuboidals, or the columnar epithelials. So, and also all the other different tissues as well. So that's why I'm going to pop this open, and we're going to look at it together real quick, so that way you can see some differences between the two. And like I said, you can download this for yourself. Now I have to wait for PowerPoint to wake up. Wake up, PowerPoint. Wake up. Oh, PowerPoint. How do you go? Alright, so here we go. So what we're looking at, let me go ahead and make sure you're seeing what I'm... Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay, you're not seeing what I am seeing, I do not believe. Huh. Here, let's force it to open through Google, shall we? Come with me, won't you? I might have to pause this and force it open on the Google. Yes. Give me 2 seconds. We will get clever-ish. I know you're looking at all my notes. Is it uploaded yet? Oh, cool, it's up. So now let's open it up this way. Haha. Now we're opening it up in Google Slides. Waha! There we go. All right. Now you should see it. No, I don't want to. Thank you. All right, good. You can see it. All righty then. So, as you can see, what we're looking at right here is some slides. And this is actually what we're looking at right here is we're looking at, let me pull up my thingy. We're looking at some intestines. So right here you can kind of make out the borders between these cells. And they're long and they're tall. And some of them look very fuzzy along the top, and that's microvilli. So what we're looking at right here is we're looking at some small intestine. So if you look right here, this is simple columnar. We've got, as you can barely make out, and that's a thing, a lot of the microvilli are on the other side, see? There you go. Anyway, this could be bronchial too, because we have a lot of microvilli hanging out in our lungs too. But as you can see, you can barely make out the cell membranes on the side. These are all the nuclei, that's why they're so dark. But see, they're all kind of next to each other. We got the microvilli right here. So this is simple columnar. It's one layer of columnar going around, and they're kind of equal. They're not all over the place. We're going to see a pseudostratified in a second. I know they're in these cells, but you can kind of see, for the most part, they're pretty even between each other. So they're not like all over the place. So this next part right here, again, we've got some columnar, but notice, some of the nuclei are up, some of the nuclei are down. Again, This is simple columnar. This is a goblet cell, by the way. And again, we've got microvilli. Again, you can see pretty even for the most part. I mean, nothing's perfect in your body, but they're not all over the place. Like I said, we're gonna see a pseudostratified in a bit to show you the difference. But you can see there's like, you know, organization. So these are simple columnars. One nucleus at the bottom. All right. Now we're getting into our friend the squamous. So this is looking at skin. So this whole part right here is keratinized, stratified squamous. So this is layers on layers and layers and layers. And this is what, you know, if we took like a little piece of our skin out and kind of looked at it this way. So this is, and we're going to look at this in a minute in chapter 6 when we start talking about our skin. So here's like kind of our basement membrane right here. And notice right here, this is dense, irregular connective tissue. So here's the basement membrane. Here's the connective tissue underneath it. And here is the squamous epithelium. And again, this is like, I wish we could zoom in because this is like thousands upon millions of cells all layered on top of each other. Again, here's where we zoom in a bit more and we can actually see all the squamous, like these little white dots are the nuclei, because what's happening is they're keratinizing as they're moving out. We're going to talk about that in chapter 6. They actually kind of like turn in from nice healthy cells and they kind of shrivel up and turn into layer upon layer of dead cells. So we actually, our outer layer that we can touch is actually dead cells that we're touching. So, but you can see it more right here. You can actually see more of these cells going through like that. Anyway, so keratinized, stratified squamous. So layers on layers on layers, stratified. There you go. Again, more zooming in on this. Non-keratinized. So you can see how nice and fuller they look compared to these guys over here. These guys stain darker because they're pretty much deadish. These guys don't stain as much because they're alive. And again, we'll talk more about this in the next chapter. I'm just showing you differences and what to look for. Oh, hello. So what do you think these guys are? So this is transitional epithelium. So here's the basement membrane right here. So these guys are all over the place. Oh, here we go. Have a guess. That's right, it's pseudostratified with cilia on top. So ciliated, pseudostratified. Again, these guys are not as perfect as the other ones. See how this one's big, this one's skinny, this one's like, and that one also, and this one's kind of big, and that one. And like, if you can zoom in, they're like all like, here's one that's like more like right here and here, and they kind of look more a mess. You can still tell they're columnar, but they're all different sizes. They're not perfectly perfect-ish. You know, nothing in your body's perfect. Like if you go back here and check out these guys, see how they're kind of like evenly given, but when they turn, they kind of, you know. So anyway, so that's simple columnar. And that is our friend pseudostratified. Again, what are we looking at? We haven't talked about these guys yet. That's right. It's our friend's cuboidal. So one of the ways you can know it's a cuboidal is it's more squat than tall. So, you know, if it was cuboidal or columnar, it would be going this way, up this way. But it's more squat, rectangle. So these are cuboidals all around here. Cuboidal, cuboidal, cuboidals. What do you think this mess is? That's right, simple squamous and simple cuboidal. So there's cuboidals going around the outside, but see these really thin guys right here? That's squamous. Now you'll see squamous again. It looks like we're looking at a lymph node here to me. I could be wrong, and trust me, I could be wrong. This kind of looks like a lymph node. But lymph usually has like simple squamous for the outside of the cells. So it lets things in easier. And here's the cuboidals. What's this? You're probably like, it's a mess. This is connective tissue. So areolar. So all these things are the collagen fibers. Here's a mast cell. Here's a fiber mast nucleus, which is making these things. The elastic fiber right here, the dark ones. Yeah, the lighter ones are the collagen fibers. So there you go. That's areolar connective tissue. All right. This I used to put on, and people would get this wrong all the time on the lab test. And I don't know why, because I think this is like one of the easiest ones. This is fat. Welcome to fat. Fat you can't really get much stained because it's just so thick with fat. So welcome to fat. It's fat. So if it looks very cloudy looking, it's probably fat, because fat doesn't stain well. All right, what do you think this is? Are you ready? It's collagen. There you go. Dense regular. It's very, 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 very thick together. So, dense regular. Oh, what's this? It's not fat. It's reticular. And these are the reticular fibers. Notice how they look so very different from the, no, that's fat, from all these fibers here. Okay. All right, who's this? Hyaline cartilage. Again, I'm not going to kill you on this one. Just showing you some differences. So we're going through some cartilages here. More hyaline cartilage, but up close and personal. Again, we'll talk more about getting into the cartilages later, but I'm just showing you some fun stuff. This is elastic cartilage. These dark things are the elastic fibers. Up close and personal. Kind of cool. And that's it. All right. So I just wanted to kind of get you basically, what does squamous look like, or not squamous, squamous. What does squamous look like? What does cuboidal look like? What does columnar look like? And yeah, I just wanted to give you that as a heads up. Because like I said, your book shows perfect slides. I wanted to show you some imperfect slides, because in a lab, that's what you'd be seeing. And, I don't want to gyp you of your anatomy and physiology experience. So there you go. Now, there is another one. Hold on, I was back in the notes. Oops, sorry, wrong class. Anyway, yeah, you also have ones for the integumentary system slides. Highly recommend. Again, you'd be going through, and it has one where it's where you can kind of like test yourself, you can guess, and then the next slide has everything pointed out, so you can kind of figure the difference and say, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be looking. Yeah, they're really good. So if you see these slides, they're under the notes, and I'll put them in. You'll see more slides when we hit the muscular system, skeletal system, muscular system. When we hit week 5, I'll put in more. I thought I did. I guess I didn't. Where was it back in skeletal system? Oh, there they are. Skeletal slides, histology, which is the cells and the joints. There you go. That's where I put the rest of them. There you go. So there you go. I wanted to show you those. And now we will continue on to chapter 6 and talk about your skin. So with that said, I'll talk to you in just a bit.